Alright guys, here we are for day one of the Hobie Bass Open Series on Lake Norman in Mooresville, North Carolina. Not really caught any fish first thing in the morning until I hit this cove right here in the on some docks. I actually hooked into one fish out on the main channel and it broke me off, but we'll end up going back to it later on. But this is the first fish of the morning right here. So right here, it got warmer, and I took my jacket off. I also took that front-facing camera off because, well, it's not working right, and it's in the way. So right here, I just missed a fish. Got a bite, and I just jerked it right out of his mouth. Well, he actually took the worm right off the hook, and right here I realized that, well, there's no worm on there. So I'll go ahead and throw another zoom trick worm back on, and I'm using a certain color that I found to be awesome here on Fort Loudon, and which the water clarity, all the docks, the structure, the different structures that's on this lake reminds me of Fort Loudon. And once I realized the water clarity and kind of where the fish were setting up at, I decided to kind of fish it like I do Fort Loudon Lake. And so, I grabbed a zoom, I grabbed my JJ's Magic and dipped the tail in some chartreuse. Now skip it back underneath the dock, and we'll see what happens. That's a tank. That's a tank. Yes. And he just spit out the other Cinco that he grabbed. I mean, these spots were pretty cool. They fought really hard, and I really enjoyed catching them. But this is a good solid fish. So mid morning, I realized that these fish were setting up on either the left front or the right front docks, and so I started targeting the docks more than throwing reaction baits. The reaction bite just kind of quit for me. So the Wacky Rig Cinco was what I caught 90% of my fish on in this tournament. But here we go. We're gonna go ahead and net another 16 incher. And that's what stunk, was I could not find any bigger fish than 18 inches. I mean, I really needed a 19 or 20 to stay in the top 10 for this tournament. Did y'all see that? That little fish right there took me for a freaking ride. So right here I found a bed, and I'm trying to fish it. I'm trying to, I clearly see two fish, and one of them just takes off towards that walkway over there. So I cast my Cinco way over there to try to get in front of it. And then the bigger, which I think is the female, went towards the dock that's kind of to my right. But I hooked the male. because the other fish I saw was a lot bigger. So I'm assuming this is the male that I catch. Yeah. So here I'm making my way back towards the ramp, and I decided to stop on this dock that I had a fish break me off earlier in the morning. And, I've caught fish before that I broke off or, you know, missed them and they end up taking my bait. So I thought I'd stop and just see if I can catch that same fish somehow. And let's see. Same place where he broke me off earlier today. That's not the same fish. Or is it the same fish? It is the same fish. It is the same fish that broke me off. Wow. So I've got my limit for the day. I've got like 82 inches. And so I decided to go do a little bit of offshore graphing to try to come up with a plan B for the next day. Because we got a cold front. We already have a cold front that moved in. And I just had this feeling that it's going to shut the fish down tomorrow, the next day. So I kind of want to have a plan B backup. So here I am throwing at a school of fish that I found in about 15 foot of water, but I'm sitting in like 8 foot of water. And there we go. I hook into it, get it up. Of course, it doesn't help me out because it's well within the limits, but it was smaller than my 5 fish that I've already got. But now that I know that some of these fish are setting up offshore, I can plan for that for the next day. And but I end up catching 2 right here just off that little water intake thing right there. Is I just swing it in there because it's not very big. I think it was like 13 inches or something. But yeah, so now we're gonna go into day 2, and we'll see how day 2 went. Alright guys, so here we are, day number 2 of the Hobie Bass Open series. And hopefully we can duplicate what we did yesterday and come away with a top 10 finish, I hope. But anyway, follow along. Not really going to do a whole lot of talking like I did yesterday. And so just going to fish, probably put some music with it, and show you how the day goes. So, cool. Wish us luck. So here I'm fishing a wind-blown point, and I'm fishing with a spinner bait. I've not got no bites, so now I'm starting to get worried. And I make this cast right here. Of course, my camera turns to the right, so you guys don't really see a whole lot, but I hook into probably the biggest fish of the entire weekend right here. I get it up and it's only 18 inches, but it's still a start. Yes! So right here I hook into another giant, but I mean right there just, and then boom, breaks me off. So that fish out there really cost me a top 10. I believe that one cost me a top 10. But to keep this video short, let's go ahead and jump into the most exciting part of this entire tournament. And that's right here. You remember that bed that I found on day one? Well, I returned on day two, and I saw the female. Went ahead and power pulled down so I wouldn't spook her, and I ended up getting my lure hung on the rocks, but she picked it right off the rocks. I just caught that female in the bed. Yes! Put me in ninth place. But anyway, that fish put me at ninth place, and right before they shut off Tourney X, an hour before the event is done, I had moved to 11th place. And so when I saw that and I saw how close it was between like 9th through 15th, I needed a good cull. I needed to cull up some fish. So I took off across the lake. On the other side of the lake where some more docks were that I haven't touched since pre-fishing on Friday. And I went over hoping I can just get some more bigger bites or get a few more bigger bites in that last 45 minutes of fishing. Once I made it over there, I started skipping the docks with the Cinco. I threw it at DT6 a little bit on the outsides of the docks, and just didn't happen. Did not happen for me. So unfortunately, I ended up finishing 13th out of 116 anglers in the Hobie Bass Open Series. We also fished some of us fished a local club tournament that was in conjunction with the Hobie event, and I ended up finishing 14th out of 132 anglers in that event. And so I finished right out of the money in both events. So they paid down to 13th in the Queen City, and they paid down to 12th in the Hobie. So 14th and 13th. So one spot out of the money, just an inch, a little over an inch out of the money for the Hobie, and I think it was like a quarter of an inch out of getting a check with the Queen City. So that stung a little bit. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, thumbs up, and leave me a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what you thought of this style of video. Let me know if that's what you'd like to see more of. But anyway, guys, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one.